We are all set. Our alerts are off. We are on point because it is kind of a weird day. It is Fantabulous Friday, but we're going to talk about Mercury Renegade because I think it's like making people lopsided. But good morning, everyone. This is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Bus, live with two
sisters. Hey, good morning, everyone. It's Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0 on this Fantabulous Friday. And excuse me, I believe today is National Women's Day, but I'm going to look that up. I was in the process of doing that as we were signing on. So Carol Sue, I'm going to turn it over to you to talk about the Mercury.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Hold on. Let me get over here. We do that again. So anyways, a lot of people, their internal self, we really strive all week long to set different themes, different ways for your mindset, your health and wellness, different activities that you need to do to kind of keep yourself in check to have success. And on Friday, Fantabulous Friday, we always celebrate the little wins, the goals, the bigger ones, the little ones, because everything really is the stepping stones to where you really want to go in life. But there are times during the month, during the year, during certain moons that people get a little, all of a sudden they feel this internal struggle. Whether it's you're getting cravings is a big one, which people don't associate that with, but it does happen. Cravings, you may notice like everywhere you go, like everyone's in this funky, weird mood. Whether it's like, you're at the bank, you're at the grocery store, you're out and about, you're at a restaurant. You sometimes also get that inner feeling that something just doesn't feel right. So I'm going to read this because this is what is going on. Can you still hear me, Jan? I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So the Mercury Renegade begins, it actually already began. It began May 10th. Friday the 13th, which of course is today, is 3 days later. And, we always talk about the power of three. So the power of three is powerful in many different powerful settings. So on May 13th, which is 3 days after, so that's like, brings you into the third, number 3, 1, 2, 3. On the 13th, which is a 3, there will be a full moon lunar eclipse, which is 3 days. And then 3 days after that, on May 16th, if I want to make sure if I'm reading it correctly. Yes, May 13th. Oh, I know what they're saying. Okay, because I'm reading it wrong. Because I was thinking, oh my God, all this stuff is going on. So anyways, May 10th, obviously, is Mercury Renegade. 3 days later is the 13th. So again, you've got that power of Friday the 13th. A lot of people it has a lot of different meanings. A lot of people think it's, could mean bad luck. Other people think, oh no, I embrace it. So really, it depends on your mindset. So we always talk about our mindset. And then another 3 days after, which now would put us to May 16th, there is the full moon lunar eclipse. So this is when you have the power of three and all these moons and 13th and all these things going on, it is an emotional and a spiritual reset, I guess is the best way to explain it. So there's just all these different energies going on, these different forces. And a lot of times you will feel that you're being tested, that you again, get those cravings, that you may, just feel this energy pull, this energy force. And a lot of people don't connect it until after the fact. So I try to stay ahead. I'm in different groups and different things with numbers and the moon and all of that, because there is something to say about the shift of the universe and the power. We know that the universe holds a lot of power with what you put out. We always talk about that, putting out good feelings, putting out affirmations, putting out your wants, your needs, what you desire to the universe. The universe speaks to us. So while it sounds for some people say, oh, your old naughty boss is going a little cray-cray, there are a lot of stats and things that really support what I'm saying. And a lot of times people, when they're in the midst of it, they don't know what's going on. they feel this energy shift, this energy pull. And a lot of times, once the event is over, and they may see a post or someone may mention, hey, were you feeling this or that? Or this is the reason why. A lot of times, most of the time, I could say I started noticing that energy and connecting it with something of this nature always came about when people were like, really, the energy was on a crazy energy, I would say. And then a few days later, oh, that's right, it was a full moon. How many times have we often heard people say, oh, that's right, it's a full moon, or yeah, we just had a full moon. That is telling you that there's a shift in the universe of energy. And a lot of times we do feel it internally. And then we're, for those of us that are in tune in our body, they know something's going on. Other people feel it internally and they're not connecting the dots.
Right. And the universe does have your back. And here's the thing, you've often heard, for instance, when you have you ever heard somebody say, gosh, when I walked into the room, the energy was so thick you could cut it with a knife. That is very, very true. If you wake up and say, maybe you're a little, I don't want to say angry, but you're just like so tense and, oh, damn it, I know I'm going to have a bad day. Well, guess what? The universe does not differentiate, and it reads that energy off of you. Now, I just want to say a disclaimer here. I'm no expert, but I do know a lot about the subject, having been a massage therapist and personal trainer and all that, learning different modalities. So there is a lot of truth to that. And speaking of the universe, excuse me, does have your back. Of course, I have Gabby Bernstein's book of cards, and I am going to read today's card because I have not pulled it, so I will share it with everyone. And today it says, well, this is the card that I pulled for today. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this sphere through the eyes of the teacher of love.
And that's so true, because a lot of that energy shift. And what I will say is, yes, neither of us are experts, but everyone is an expert in their own body and how they feel. So
Sure.
don't think that what you're feeling is, oh, well, I better double check it because, somebody else is more, knowledgeable in it. You are knowledgeable in your own body. You know what you feel. You know when you're tense, when you're stressed, when you get this energy pull, whether, good, bad, or indifferent. So I always say to people, trust your gut. And through the years, I've really kind of dove into numbers. I've dove into, where the moons are and different things of that nature because of the energy fields that, we feel. We know planets have energy. We know moons have energy. We know the universe as a whole has energy. That is why naturally, we are all different. We all are imperfectly perfect, but we all are different, that we actually naturally gravitate, hopefully, to those that, that we resonate with through an energy pool, through likeness, while we're all different, there may be pieces of something that just really naturally pull you. A lot of times you'll hear the cliche term, opposites attract. Why is that? Well, we always say that, and we always talk about this, there's two sides to everything, night and day, truth, untruth, dark and light. Everything's a coin, right? Well, opposites attract. Why would you think that? My perspective, why opposites attract, is the balance of the energy. And a lot of times, especially where, you're talking about specifically maybe human beings and couples, when you talk about opposites attract, they're pulled together by nature or that power of that energy, because I always say the opposite is that not only the balance, but it also nourishes the gaps of a person's being. So in other words, my partner, my husband, may balance a certain area of my life that I personally don't possess, and vice versa. He may be better at one thing and is stronger at one thing, and I'm weaker at it. And then I may be naturally stronger in other areas that he may be weak in. So I really truly believe in that power of energy. And I've seen it all. I've seen it this entire week, being up north, through different aspects of different things that I'm passionate about and that I'm involved in. You can feel that energy push. So embrace it, embrace it in such a way that, you're feeling these things. Go with the flow, but also know, when the craving piece, a lot of people say, oh my God, cravings. Yeah, when there's a lot of big energy pull from the universe, from different aspects, it also, because it's impacting your whole body, it does impact what you eat, what your cravings. All of a sudden, something that you haven't eaten in a while, you don't even really notice it until you're like in the middle of it. And that happened to me last night when we all went out to dinner. I have not had really good, what I say, New England fish. And I know you're not a fish lover, but the cod I had last night, I couldn't get it in me fast enough. The taste was so good. In addition, I do not normally eat, the only breads that I eat typically at this juncture of my life is gluten-free or rye bread. Rye bread is one of the best breads that you can eat from a digestion perspective. Well, I had, and they were like these little mini hard rolls. I can't even tell you when the last time I had these little mini hard rolls. A lot of times you find them up in New England, sometimes in other areas, but specifically in New England. I had 4 of them, four of these rolls. Now, mind you, they were probably equated to, maybe one big one. I couldn't stuff them in my face fast. I could not stuff them in my face last time. And
Yeah.
I'm like, why am I craving this? Makes sense now.
Well, yeah, and the craving aspect too, as a sidebar to health coaching, usually means a deficiency in one of your nutrients or your micronutrients.
Right.
So there's a lot to say about that. And, speaking of, I just pulled the other card from my super attractor card deck, and it's about appreciation. Dissolves all blocks to the presence of my super attractor power.
Wow, that's a great one. Those cards are really good. Where could our viewers or listeners get those cards?
Oh, they can, you can order them on Amazon. They're by Gabby Bernstein. Obviously I'm a big fan for her.
Yes.
But,
Great.
on my wish list for Two Sisters is creating our own card deck.
That would be awesome. I mean, and we love all these different things that bring out our passions that we can share with you that are, should be in your mindset and health and wellness toolbox. What I always try to tell people is your favorite tools, put them in a box. And I don't mean that, metaphorically, I truly mean that. Find a beautiful box. There's so many pretty boxes that you can get at the Christmas store. Is the Christmas shop still even in existence anymore?
Yes,
I think it is.
I want to say there's one in Manchester or somewhere.
Yeah. So, but even you could TJ Maxx, dollar store. You never know that there's such pretty. Or buy an empty box and decorate it yourself, but put in maybe different things that resonate with you. I also like what Jed calls energems. So he has different gems that he'll roll in his hand that have a power and that he feels good with them. You can put your favorite book in them. Those cards, as you were saying, different quotes that may resonate with you. That this specific quote you can't live without. Maybe a cherished book that you use for that ultra, like, I need this. I need to sit down and read this book. Your journal. It's just a great way to cherish, that you're nourishing your soul, you're nourishing your mind. And it really, those tools, that health and wellness tool chest is something that you can aspire to continually add to. I have shelves certain shells I'll find on a beach, which, come to me from a meaning, but then, or I may have an image of a shell or image of a shape of a shell, because we know shells sometimes are curved out differently. And all of a sudden you find one, or you find, a lot of people love to collect, what is that glass called? The glass on the beach. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about because my friend Tracy.
Oh, what the heck is it called? I'm drawing a total blank. Sea glass. So, obviously that's glass that's, been in the sea for a while, and then it gets the rough edges, but it's usually, different pretty colors, takes on, the blues, the greens of the ocean, sometimes some browns, which, remind me of the sand, just different keepsakes that really trigger all those good, healthy habits that, you would. It's your healthy tool chest. You go there specifically for those special items to get you, your mindset right, or maybe even just add a special memory that you need to revisit in your mind. So these are all great things.
Yeah, absolutely. And, so much goodness for those little things that mean a lot. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It just be creative with it. Like you will know when it's the right thing for you. And, those are such good ideas. A lot of good ideas going on here at Two Sisters. And, we are always obviously sharing what we are very passionate about. And we, what a good time to, bring forth what you're passionate about to share with others. Somebody may, go on Amazon today and they order these and open them up and they start a little routine with that, and that makes them feel good. Maybe it helps them, empowers their mind with journaling or whatever they're doing. So, I just love those feel good kind of things, and, simplicity at its best. And, on this Fantabulous Friday, what are you all doing this weekend? I know that there's a lot going on this weekend around the circle, as well as my grandnephew's making his first communion tomorrow. So we are all very excited about that. And it was exciting for me to see him last night being excited about it. That was awesome.
Yeah, he really, he is just one of those, wear his heart on his sleeve kind of kid. And one thing I discovered, because again, the energies are shifting and you never know what impacts someone. So I was sitting there doing some work yesterday in the dining room, and, I forgot my journals. I've been just writing some notes down on the computer. And all of a sudden I heard the song, and I actually heard him singing it, Let It Be. And he came in, he says, Nani, do you know this group? And I said, well, actually, I know them very well. I said, it's the Beatles. He said, yes. He said, they're very old, I said, yes, I do know that. I said, I actually saw them as a little girl live on TV, on a black and white TV, when they made their appearance to the United States on the Ed Sullivan Show. And he goes, Nani, you're pretty old then. I said, yes, I am pretty old. Well, I wouldn't say pretty old, but yeah, same old or older. And, what he shared, someone that's going to be, 9 years old in August, they're an artist. Yes, they are an artist, Jen. That's very good. Why do you think, and we had the discussion of their music. He absolutely loves their music. He's a Beatle fan at 8 years old. And, kudos to, his parents for sharing, the goodness of the artistry of music, number one. But number two, that those songs, and what I explained to him is those songs resonate with you because they're timeless. Will live in infinity. I said, there's certain artists that their music just never gets old. They always will. The music is so soulful that it will always bring in new people that really love their music, new fans. It's just ageless. He says, you're right, Nani. So you think when I'm older, I'm going to love this music still? I said, absolutely, because I was probably your age when pretty close to that. I'm thinking I was probably maybe even a little bit younger than him than when we saw them on the Ed Sullivan Show. You were a baby. And I want to say maybe I was only 7. I don't even know. I'd have to actually do the math. But how cool was that to, have that conversation with an 8-year-old who absolutely loves the Beatles? And then he said, do you know who sings Let It Be? I said, yes, I do. He goes, yes, it's Paul McCartney. Like, he knows the names. He loves that, their albums. He's constantly, he gets up and they, have the Echo or Amazon or whatever, the little contraption thingy is, Echo, play this song. And he's always playing Beatles songs. So I thought that was pretty cool. And he is very excited about making his first communion. Last Sunday, we went to church and I reminded him, and I said, this is the last Sunday, because even if you've not received the sacrament of communion, as a child, you can go up and your arms are folded and the priest will bless you. So I said, this is the last time that you still always will get, the priest's blessings and God's blessings. But next week, you'll be able to actually receive it. So then, of course, little Ray, what does the cracker taste like anyway?
Oh, out of the mouths of babes. And speaking of Beatles, I just had to look it up. They came to America on February 7th, 1964.
Yeah, I was thinking 63, but you're right, it was 64. So I would have been 6 years old, or maybe just 7. No, I would have been 6 because I was born in 58. So it was 64.
Yeah, and I was almost 2. Oh,
right. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but I remember, and the funny part about that memory is I remember at one point I can't exactly remember which song it was. It'll come to me. But of course, if people remember, the Beatles had that haircut with the bangs and the fluffy hair, and they had this thing about shaking their head. And I remember Daddy saying, "What are they doing? And why is their hair so long?"
And all the screaming girls. And
yes, in the audience, like they were fainting, they were screaming their heart out, like I've never seen. And I think that was probably my first introduction to, concert type thing. And why I love going to concerts, the energy when you're hearing, or even, besides going to a concert, like just even listening to live music. It's so different than hearing it on the radio or hearing it. Although there is something to say about a old-fashioned record, that crisp when the needle hits that record. There's something about that as well, but there's nothing like the energy around a live concert. So yeah, they were screaming their hearts out. It was fun.
Yeah. And on that note, make it a good weekend, and whatever you do, feel that energy within yourself, create that ripple effect. My name is Janice, aka Wellness Diva 5.0, and I'm with 2
sisters, and this is Carol Sue, aka Naughty Boss, reminding you that it is Fantabulous Friday. Pat yourself on the back. Whatever those little wins were, guess what? They are all stepping stones to that bigger goal, that bigger win. So never, never discount all the hard work you're doing. Even if you don't think it's hard, it is. Have that conversation with yourself in the mirror and let yourself know you did a good job. We will see you Monday for Monday Mindset. Have a great weekend, and many blessings to all the children this weekend that will be receiving the sacrament of communion. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.